Let me see. Locating prospects, pre-screening them, construct and present offers, follow up, and close quickly. Where have I seen that before? Oh, I know, in all my courses. Okay. I don't care what business you're in, these 5 steps apply, including private lending, real estate. They apply to selling real estate. They apply to making loans as well as borrowing money. So we got to learn how to locate the people that are interested in lending money on houses. And then we're going to pre-screen them very quickly with simple scripts. And then we're going to let them construct offers to us. Better make a note of that one. They make us an offer. We don't make them an offer, just like on houses, for those of you who have trained. All right. We ask questions and let the lenders and sellers answer those questions. And then we answer their questions with more questions until they have made us an offer. And I'm getting to that script here for you. And then, of course, there's really no follow-up to borrowing private money because there is no agreement that the lender signs. None. They're just giving you an oral commitment that they're going to send money to closing, and you're going to test them when you get a deal. Therefore, I'll say it again, don't be counting on that money from that closing until that money gets into the hands of the closing agent. And you probably should have a door number 2 and a door number 3 lined up until they have proven themselves. Okay, once they've sent the money once, they're likely to do the next one. You can learn to count on them. But you can't ever count on first-time lenders to actually get the money to closing. And of course, number 5 is get it closed, which means nothing except send the stuff to the closing attorney and wait for them to say it's closed and get you a check. A very simple process, a lot simpler than most people think it is. Now I'm going to show you a few ways to locate prospects here, but I'm going to, if you want to know the truth, and I ain't going to tell you anything differently but the truth, your private money, for the most part, is likely to be 100% flapping your lips and telling people what you do. Advertising, you can't even advertise for private money legally. I'll get to that later. You can do some things, though, which I'll talk about to generate interest. In fact, I'm even going to take you on our Gold Club site. And there's a CD on our video nowadays called Here's a Safe Alternative to the Stock Market, which you can easily use along with the report that goes with that to get in people's hands and then let them contact you that they have interest and you contact them. And frankly, it's a very short conversation, which I'm also going to get to as well. So follow-up is easy, and then you deal with the people who want to deal with you, and you don't beg anybody to lend you money. They should be begging you to please take my money. Got to have a switch up here. We're not begging for money. And incidentally, I don't care what any one of them says anyway. You should have several people that would gladly and eagerly waiting in line to lend you money so they can get a return on it. So you don't even do the close. You don't even go to a closing table. Everything is virtual. Therefore, you may very well never, ever meet your private lenders. I've had tons of private lenders, lived in other states. I never met them personally to this very day, but everything is done virtual. Very simple process, which we'll go through. Private lender elevator speech. Now, guys, these words have worked for the entire 42 years I've been in this business. They'll work for you. Only thing you've got to do is learn how to get them, into the conversation to the point where you can ask these questions to someone. And look at them, very simple. Do you have an IRA or any other investment capital not getting you a high rate of return safely? Shut up. Wait for an answer. If the answer is no, that means they're broke, wasting your energy. But make a note. Ask for a referral. I got the language in here for that as well. Ask for a referral before you let go of them. Like, well, do you have anybody that you know that would like to get a high rate of return safely? Yes or no? And if it's yes, okay, do you mind if I use your name? End of discussion. And then you contact them. Hey, Joe told me to call you. All right. If the answer is, yeah, I got some money I'm not getting a high rate of return on, then you're, something like this. Well, listen, I buy and sell single family houses here in Jacksonville, and sometimes I borrow short-term funds from individuals such as yourself. to purchase and rehab these houses. The money is secured by a first mortgage or deed of trust, whatever state you live in, and it's closed by professionals with title insurance, fire insurance, and the other proper documentation. And I never borrow more than 70% of the value of the house. How does that sound to you? Okay, if that doesn't sound good to them, you're wasting your breath. That's like getting a seller on the telephone and they tell you they don't want terms. All right. Well, nothing else to say. Goodbye. All right. Same here. Except, of course, you want to ask for the referral. And there it is. Do you have a friend I should call and give this great opportunity to? May I use your name? And of course, do you have any other questions? If they say yes, do you have any other questions? All right. Well, look, John, all I need from you is to let me know how much you want to get out and tell me if it's in an IRA or not, because you're probably going to have to move it if it's in an IRA, which is easy. And so what do you want to get out? John will give you a number. All right. And you might want to say, okay, let's say it's a lower number, like 50,000. All right. Well, John, that's going to limit the houses that I can work with you on. Is that the most you can come up with? Get a number. All right. It's not true, whatever it is, but it's true right now because that's what he said he wants to get out. They got more. They always got more. Right? People aren't going to loan you all the money they got in the bank. They always got more. I like the stocks, think about millions of people who buy stocks. They don't buy stocks if they need that money for groceries. All right. So, and this is true. This is all there is to it. Okay. Well, John, I need to know how much you want to get out and if it's in an IRA or not, and I'll get back to you with the very next deal I get. Okay. Okay. Conversation is over. When you get an oral commitment, you just write it down and how much they want to get out. And now when you got a deal, again, if you got one today, don't talk about it today. Sound too eager. Call them back 3 or 4 days from now. Okay. Hey, John, I got one for you. And give them the facts. House is worth blank, which you're going to get from comps, period. House is worth blank, okay? And so I just need a blank loan, which is maybe 70% of that amount, right? Okay, are you in? He said, yeah, okay. Well, I'm going to send you the wiring instructions for the closing agent and, of course, how to reach them if you'd like to call them and ask them any questions. That's it. That's all there is. That's all there is to it. It ain't complicated. All right. Here's how you can find all the private money you need. So, and you're not going to do this either. So just for kicks and grins, I'm telling you what to do. And basically I'm telling you to start flapping your lips. Make a list of everybody you know. And you know what? Don't even try to ask yourself, do they have money or not? You do not know if they got the money. It will surprise you where some of your money will come from. And I swear you'll think they just come in from slopping the hogs or whatever if you take a look at them. Because the truth is, people who have money don't really care what you think about them. They're not dressing up for you, and they don't have to pretend they're something they're not. So you can't prejudge them. I got to tell you a story about I was cleaning up my office one day. I wasn't cleaning up. I was sitting in my office, and a cleaning lady came in, and there was something on my desk about private lending. And she asked, what is that all about? And I started telling her what private lending is about. And she said, well, that sounds really good. So look, I got some money I'd like to put out, which totally shocked me. Here's my cleaning lady got money she wants to put out. And she only had $30,000, but I just happened to have a little townhouse down the street that I just paid $25,000 for. So I let her lend me $30,000 on it over a 5-year term. And 5 years, that thing paid off, and I still got that townhouse. In fact, it's under contract right now to be sold for cash at least 13, 14 years later for many times what I paid for it. And plus all the rent that we collected all this time. So I would have never asked her for private money. I would have never dreamed she had any money. And you cannot prejudge people. Okay. You pre-screen them by asking them, do you have an IRA or any other investment capital not getting you high rate of return safely? And shut up and let them answer the question. Now, you got family and you got friends and you got a whole bunch of people that you work with day in and day out. You got a doctor, you got a dentist, you probably got a chiropractor, you got an insurance agent, probably got a CPA. You got all these people on here, all right? And then all the others that aren't on here. Now, the key is how do you break into this conversation? I understand that. So you don't just go into your doctor's office and say, "Hey, doc, you got an IRA or any other investment capital?" No, we're gonna get you some language here shortly. So, uh, and you practice breaking and get the conversation going, and then you bring up this subject when you think the time is right. You don't ever start a conversation with those magic words there I just showed you. So, make a list of potential prospects. In fact, um, I've even got that list in here for you. A few slides over, you can just make a copy of this and turn it into a list. I should have it right here, but I don't. There it is on page 15. There you go. Print out the copy of that list and start filling it in. So make the list. Now, some of these folks, you're probably scheduled to meet for some other reason in the near future, like your doctor, your dentist, or whatever, your insurance agent, and so forth. And most of these people have money. They should have. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. But the point is, you got to make sure they feel like their investment is safe, or they're not ever, they wouldn't even think about lending you the money. And incidentally, you should have a closing agent lined up before you really start asking for much money. So that if they say, "Well, can I talk to the attorney? Can I talk to the closing agent?" Then you can give them the number and let them talk to them. The closing agent will tell them, "Yeah, we do this all the time. This is normal business." So get an oral commitment and then get a referral. Whether you get an oral commitment or not, you still want to get a referral. If you get a referral from everybody you talk to, pretty soon you've exhausted the population of the world.